Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I fail to understand why consultation is needed. Maybe consult on what? Because the entire country saw what happened here today. The entire country has been watching how Mr. Paul O'Sullivan has been undermining the work of this committee since day one, before he even appeared before us, sending us threats, calling us names. What are we going to consult about at this point? On social media and all over, people are calling us what? Dogs without teeth and all sorts of names. And we are allowing this to happen. Right now, the country isn't even interested. No one's even interested in listening to any other witnesses. People are sending me messages saying, what is happening? Why are you guys so quiet on the O'Sullivan matter? That man is definitely on a plane out of the country. It is something that we need to respond to South Africans, to give them the confidence that we are acting in their best interest. And I think this matter must be prioritized. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Shongwe.
Ngiyabonga Hlalo. Che, I think I echo into ekhulunywa ama members. Che, sidelelwe la. Sidelelwe ngendlela esimanga futhi akadelelanga thina udelela izwe lethu. Lela thi uyalithanda. Awukwazi ke che uthi uSolomon uthi izwe uyalithanda bese ungalihloniphi. Ngiyacela che, ngicela ukuthi usebenzise amandla ukuthi ukhiphe lesamon. Sesoxoxa later illegal team mayibuya. Sizawuya naye ecourt sixoxe into akuphumele lesi siqondiso namhlanje che ukuze kusasa ekseni uma engenza khiphe indize ezomkhipha kulelizwe leli kuthathwe leyo passport ahlale la silinde sifuna ukukhuluma naye futhi eze la sokhuluma naye 4 days asafuna 1 day che because nezinto emela iphendule okubalekile che ukuthi uma sizokuvumela lokukwenzeka without taking isiqondiso immediately sisetha into esingeke size siyikhona and simfundisa ukuthi akabone ukuthi yena uliphethe lelizwe nje beshilo uqala wasithuka che wathi asimkhothe izibulu sathula wahlule ukukhuluma neANCA la ukuthi axolise wenza umathanda la che so ngicela che ecourt izosilandela illegal izosilandela yabona lo mthetho we Dutch Roman law che uyasilimaza because kumele silinde manje indoda isidelelile uma ingaphuma somthathaphi uma engaphuma check the country somthathaphi ngicela ukuthi usikhiphe isiqondiso usivumele nje uqonde nje ngqo ukuthi akahlale lo mfethu abuye la azosibona sikhulume naye ngiyacela che illegal team mhlambi ngayohlala ngahlala la ngaphandle xoxa icede sobona icourt ayiqali ngaye mawukuthi unabantu abathembile court bazomminikeza lama judgment ahlala wathola ebusuku ngo12 akazi ukuyithola ke khona thina ke che ngiyacela please.
Honorable Malem.
No, Chair. I think that there is no sense of agency from the legal team. Because if they were embarrassed by what happened, they wouldn't say the things they are saying up to us now. That should have embarrassed them. And they should have known immediately when the guy was threatening that he's going to walk out. They should have known that now the matter is going to come to them. For a quick advice, if you are not going to act on that guy, we'll rather close this committee now because we are going to be subjected to that humiliation. We are going to be subjected to that humiliation where Honorable Skosana has to stand up. He doesn't know what to do because he was being disrespected and no one is coming to our rescue. Whether we must manhandle him or what.
He was going out.
No, he blocked him here. He had to physically block him but without touching him because he will be accused of manhandling
That's
him.
why I say he was going out.
Yes.
They happened to find themselves
At the passage.
on each other's way. But,
Yes.
but Honorable Skosana, I can certainly say I saw him even when he rose up here that his intention was to go out.
You know, that frustration should have made everybody to be on their feet that, okay, when this happens, what do we do? When this happens, what do we do? We appear sheepish. We appear toothless. And we want to continue business as usual. Paul O'Sullivan should have received an application in the High Court without papers. where we go to the court and say, yeah, he's a fugitive, he's got a potential to run. He left Parliament without the permission of Parliament, and he's got so many passports, and he's got a private jet. He sits here and brags about a fraudulent pilot license. And then when it suits him, the pilot license no longer works. He has been bragging that he's got a private jet here. Then everybody must shift now because the flight is leaving. He's going to be left by the flight. Who gets left by a flight if the flight is your private jet? It means even that private jet is a lie. And that private pilot license is a lie. So the legal, we must adjourn now. We must adjourn now as we prepare to ask questions to the general. As we adjourn the legal and I don't know what they want from evidence leader, because evidence leader doesn't lead those types of things. There he's got no role. There it's Parliament, the Speaker by now should have made a call to say, what is this that I'm seeing? Can you come to my office now and give me a clarity of what's happening there? Nothing. It's business as usual. And that's what has given this Paul O'Sullivan the courage to behave in the manner he did. If you know what white supremacy means and you are unable to read, you only react to action. You saw it in action today. You don't have to read anything. Whiteness, white supremacy, the arrogance of white privilege displayed itself here today. And typical of us with victimhood mentality and the trauma we suffered as black people, we all found ourselves wanting because a white man was acting. And the first instinct was to be scared of a white man. And we reacted when the white man was long gone, because that's how we were framed. That was a white supremacy in action. And it took us aback, including you, Chair. You were looking at it like, what's happening now? And you couldn't react.
I was watching him when he was walking towards you.
Yeah, I said to him, sit down, man. And then he said, no, I'm leaving. And I didn't know what to do. And then I realized later when he's left, this guy was supposed to be stopped. Because the first instinct is to say, it's a white man, I must not touch a white man. And then I realized later, no, man, politically I'm wrong. I should have stood up to that man. But that's how we're framed, Chair. You ought to deal with that thing because it continues the trauma of black people. He undermined us openly. And we must act, and we must act with agents, not the way we're being advised.
Honorable Solos.
Chair, you see, when black people talks, there's no respect here. The white people don't respect us. Glennis must listen. There she walks out like Paul O'Sullivan. Chair, I agree with Honorable Malema that we cannot allow disrespect from anybody. But I want to distance myself from being afraid of Paul O'Sullivan because he's a white man. I'm not part of that frame, just to be clear. I subject myself to your order and how you respond to witnesses that are procedurally wrong. So we should maintain that procedure. But no matter which race sits there, we judge you on the basis of the individual. I have said for so many times, why must the face of corruption always be black and the face of accountability always be white? When I asked for members of the DA who was implicated by General Mkwanazi to sit on the witness stand, and I was voted out by the majority. So I want to distance myself from being part of the frame. I don't fear white people. We deal with evidence and fact. But I disagree. I agree with Honorable Malema that we should not allow any disrespect of this committee. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Dejan.
Yeah, thanks, Chairperson. Chairperson, when I spoke about consultation, I didn't mean that I expect senior counsel to tell us what to do, because we are alive to the reality that it is us who advise this committee. Now, Chairperson, if you look at Section 17, for instance, of the Powers and Privileges Act, particularly 17.1, and I just want to read it. And it deals with offenses relating to witnesses. So what it says, Chair, says, a person who has been duly summoned in terms of Section 14 and who fails without sufficient cause. Now, the witness in question was not summoned. Now, number two, if you go to 17.1,
Can we?
can I finish, Chair?
No, let's not do that. If you remember the last time when we discussed matters of opinion, it was this committee that said you must present a written opinion.
What you wanted to do, Chair?
Yeah, no, listen. So, if we were going to do these things in a rush or in a haste, and it is not always that the committee agrees with the opinions or the advices that you give. And I want us to avoid a situation where we do things like this, where you just pull out a document and you start reading. It's not going to help us. We need to be calculated in what we do. So if you need time, you just say to the committee, give us time. We understand the frustrations that you may have. But this is the time we need to go and sit down and apply our minds. If we have to consult outside of the services that we can offer, we do that and we produce a written opinion for you, as you always request as the committee. I think that is what will help us. But if we are going to microwave now, I can tell you we will not get what we want. Yes. I give you a chance to speak now.
I thought you had covered me, Chair.
Okay. I think what you will do, because we are going to break, when you come back from break, you can just indicate with the chair how much time will you need to produce that written opinion. And then we